Alright, cool guys, we're here with a sick meme. Alright, Gingy Snaps here. We have fucking Genesis Artemis for fucking standard. Yeah, Artemis is a funny. Artemis is funny. It's funny. Just got back from locals, went 2-3, which is, two more games than I wasn't expecting to win. But, hey, we'll take what we can get and, give nothing back. So, yeah, this is a fun deck. It's obviously a meme. It's not meant to be good. This is actually trash. But hey, if it can, when it steals games at locals, it steals games at locals. My matchups were Akaforce, Kagero, 2 Bermudas, and a Narukami. And I lost the Narukami one because he hit a front trigger, and I would have won the Narukami matchup, but that's besides the point. But yeah. So, without any further ado, let's get right into it. First off, Artemis starter. Don't need to say anything else. Then we have the main girl. The main girl here for Battle Deity of the Night Artemis. So, Artemis, while it's on the Vanguard, continuous skill. All units with a Divine Gauge can't be chosen by your opponent's card effects. They get 5k, and all trigger effects go to them. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Divine Gauge, oh, and Rearguard Circle. This explains the next part. Easy. Rearguard, when placed, put a card from your soul face down to this unit as a Divine Gauge. So yeah, it's like Tachikaze, but significantly worse. But yeah, so if it's on Rearguard and you have another Artemis on your Vanguard, has the Divine Gauge, it's an 18k attacker on base, force marker 28, easy peasy. Any trigger effects go to it as well, and it basically turns your board into Ultima consistently. Any damage triggers also go to your units with Divine Gauge, so it helps protect your board, easy. So yeah, for Battle Deity of the Night Artemis, you always want to ride her. More often than not, no, you may not. And then this is where it gets real fucking memey. We don't run Himiko, but we do have 3 Pleone. Pleone is actually... oh, sorry. Pleone is actually really sick. So, on placed, either Vanguard or Rearguard, look at the top 3, move 1 to Soul, put the other 2 on the top of the deck. Yeah, it basically helps trigger search, especially on your Artemis turns where you have full board full board go. Oh, other thing. Well, I'll get to that later. But yeah, helps fuel soul, helps stack your deck. Easy. Really good. Then one of this thing. This Eternal Goddess, whatever her name is. We were originally doing a 2-2 split between Pleone and her, and I hated her, but, you know, she has a Force Gift. It's Soul Blast 3, draw a card, put something into Soul, and then she gets power equal to its shield times 2. This is basically here in case you miss Artemis, but you still want the Force Gift. But honestly, I wouldn't play this, but, you know, we're trash at this game, and this deck is a meme, so we play one of it. And that's it for grade 3s. 8 grade 3s, super simple. On to grade 2s. For Artemis. Artemis is actually the best thing since sliced bread when it comes to this deck, and that's not saying much. So, when its attack hits anything, so Rearguard, Vanguard, whatever, you put a card from Soul face down to it as Divine Gauge, and then continuous, she gets 10k for every equip or Divine Gauge she has. So if she has 2 gauge, she's a 30k base, grade 2. I would honestly love it more if it was, you know, like 10k power and like 5k shield, but I'll take what I can get. So it's, you know, my friend who was playing Bermuda wanted to attack it, and was like, okay, cool. 18 to Rearguard Artemis. And I'm like, okay, cool, it has a gauge. 25k. That's the other thing. With Artemis, if she has a single gauge on your opponent's turn and on your turn, she's base 25. So good. On a force gift, on a gift, 35k. Easy. So yeah, Artemis becomes problematic really quickly if your opponent doesn't answer it right away. For Strongbow, the Starry Ninth, Ulysses, I guess. So Ulysses, really good for early game rush or whatnot. So at the end of the battle that it attacked a Vanguard, move it to Soul, draw 1, then Soul Charge 1. Obviously, really good to help build up Soul, helps build your hand, really good. Really good. Cannot complain. Gets itself off the board against stuff like Narukami and whatnot. So, pretty good. And then, in all honesty, we should be playing more of this. But 3 3 Battle Maiden, whatever it is. The double R from Answer of Truth. Honestly, we should probably be playing 4 of it, mainly because we want to ride this, but that's besides the point. Yeah, like I said, this is absolute garbo, but it's funny as hell to play. We don't run the triple R in grade 2, mainly because we just don't want to spend the money for it. But yeah, so on Counter Blast 1, reduce the next time you Soul Blast by 2, and then something else gets 3k. So, yeah, really good, can't complain. What a majority of the other cards in this deck are to reduce Soul Blast, so that we consistently have fuel for Divine Gauge. But, yeah, talk about that. Now we get to grade 1s. For Artemis, grade 1. This card is actually, like, it's honestly MVP. You throw this thing behind the Vanguard, especially if you're on Art. Okay, so when it attacks or boosts, put a card from your soul under as Divine Gauge. Easy. Act, Counter Blast 1, get rid of a gauge, retire something in your opponent's rearguard. Retire an opponent's rearguard in the same column. What is really good about this is you throw an Artemis underneath the Vanguard, also being Artemis, and then all of a sudden, not only is it a 26k, I'm gonna zoom out, not only is it a 26k column, without force and gift or whatnot, but you get one, if your opponent makes it 2 to pass, let's say they make it like 46 to your 26, one trigger breaks through. It makes conventional it makes your opponent overguard, essentially. So if they go 37, 2 to pass, you're like, okay, cool. It's 1 to pass because of the triggers, you go all to Vanguard. If it's crit power, this also gets crit power. So basically, columns get 20k, in an ideal world. So yeah, that's what makes grade 1 Artemis scary and also so fucking good. Then we get to the most annoying card in the deck. For Melissa is super easy. When placed from hand, Soul Blast 3, and your opponent basically just calls the top card of their deck equal to the number of rearguards, 2 circles occupied by a rearguard. So if your opponent has 5, let's say you're going up against Bermuda, and they have a fully established board, and you go Melissa, Soul Blast 3, they need to call the top 5 to those 5 circles. And it's really easy, they don't get on-call skills, and it helps, if they call triggers, obviously it's trigger thing, less likely that they'll hit a defensive trigger, but it also helps them deck out. There's a reason why Melissa was part of I think it was a deck out loop, I guess, but yeah. You always, if anything, run it in direct conjunction with Mura Mehikarime, however you pronounce that. So when placed from hand, reduce the next time you Soul Blast by 3, and literally, you do this, reduce by 3, play this for basically free, and then go from there. It's really easy, super funny, because because of how I play the deck. Anytime somebody sees this, it's just like, ah, fuck, Melissa's coming. It's like the only thing in the deck that uses Soul Blast 3 that actually matters. And then to round up grade 1s, we have 2 Cumin. Cumin's actually really, really nice. When placed, Counterblast 1 and rest Cumin, and then you can either return a standing rearguard back to your... Return a standing rearguard that you have back to your hand, or put a card from drop zone into your soul. So, most of the time, if you have 3 cards in soul, you would go, or I would go, call, reduce the next time I soul blast by 3, Melissa, make it free, and then go Cumin, counterblast, rest her, return Melissa back to hand, call Melissa, soul blast to 3, or more often than not, I did this more tonight, actually, where I would go Pleone, filter a little bit, add something to Soul, put the other 2 on the top, go Cumin, Counterblast, rest her, return, call, and then basically trigger, trigger filtering even more. So yeah, Cumin's actually pretty good, not gonna lie, cannot lie. And then for triggers, you wanna kill and put as much pressure on your opponent as possible. So you know what that means? 8 crit, super easy, 4 heals, 4 draws. It's a 4 stack. I don't know what you want from me. But yeah. So this is the fucking meme of Artemis. Artemis is super funny, and yeah. So I hope you all enjoyed this meme. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do what you want. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to see like any other types of decks or whatnot. And yeah, see you guys later. Bye.